Lost Innocence Part 1. Eugene Martin. 13-year-old Eugene Wade Martin disappeared in the early hours of Sunday, August 12, 1984, while delivering papers on his West Des Moines paper route. Eugene, often referred to as Gene by his friends and family, lived with his father Donald, stepmother Sue, an older stepbrother, and younger stepsister. This blended family lived in West Des Moines, a suburb of Des Moines. It was an idyllic town to raise a family and instill hardworking values. Normally, Gene would go on his paper routes with his older stepbrother, and they would split the profits. But on this particular morning, Eugene decided to venture out on his own. Eugene wanted to make a little extra money for the Iowa State Fair, so he kind of didn't want to split the profits that day, and he wanted more money to spend on rides and candy and most of the junk we all eat when we're kids. So his stepbrother allowed him to go out on his own that day, and we have a rough time frame of what transpired after that. At 5 a.m., Eugene ventured out of the house alone, and by 5:30, witnesses saw Eugene talking to a clean-shaven young man about 30 years of age at Southwest 12th Street and High Drive. At approximately 5:45 to 6:05, other witnesses saw him talking to a man fitting the same description as the previous witnesses as he sat folding papers on the curb. That was the last reported sighting of Eugene Martin. By 7 a.m., customers start calling the Des Moines Register to complain to Eugene's route manager about not receiving their papers. He then calls Eugene's dad about 7:50 at home, and his father says, hey, he's not here, he's not home. So the route manager says, okay, give me a little while and I'll call you back. Now this is where reports get a little dicey back and forth. In some accounts it says that Eugene's route manager went on site to look for Eugene, and other reports say his father went to look for him, but his bag was found at the corner where he disappeared from, with approximately 20 rolled up papers in it, but no sign of Eugene. So about 8 a.m., I believe they call the police department, and by 8:40, the search for Eugene begins. Witness statements were taken, and the police seemed to be taking this seriously since the FBI was called in. Now, the FBI believed that due to the circumstances of this happening 2 years after Johnny Gosch, that they were connected since they both were paper boys for the Des Moines Register and of similar age. Not to mention, as far as height and weight goes, they were similar that way. The FBI wasn't going to ignore that, and the police were taking it serious. And they came up with reward posters, and, well, you'll see in these photographs that they took it real serious. Now, even Johnny Gosch's mom, Noreen Gosch, she said that the similarities were too close, and she believed that Eugene was abducted by the same perpetrator or perpetrators who abducted Johnny. Anderson Erickson Dairy actually put out milk cartons with both Johnny Gosch's picture and Eugene Martin's picture in conjunction. Milk carton children are what we all got to wake up to at breakfast time in the morning in the 80s, and these are some more samples of them. This is a map depicting the area from where Johnny Gosh disappeared and Eugene Martin disappeared. Note the close distance in abduction flights. This article is about the route manager, a Mr. Millhouse. He was arrested in November of 1986, November 18th to be exact. By the time of his arrest, 3 boys had already disappeared from the Des Moines area. This here is a picture of Johnny Gosh, who disappeared 2 years earlier than Eugene. And obviously Eugene in the middle, and Mark Allen, who disappeared 2 years after Eugene. At the time of Eugene's disappearance, he was 13 years old, 4 days shy of his 14th birthday. He was 5 foot tall, 110 pounds. He had brown eyes, brown hair, and he was wearing a gray and white mid-trip shirt with red sleeves, blue jeans, and blue track shoes. He had a significant scar on his right knee and had fractured his wrist when he was younger. If you have any information concerning Eugene Martin, please call Detective Jeff Shannon at 515-283-4864 or Detective Larry Penland 515-237-1550 at the Des Moines Police Department.